Hi, this is Cindy with Haas Fitness. Hope you had a great Labor Day weekend. And I would like to give you some basic core exercises to try out this week. I'm going to give you 5 exercises, and for each exercise I'm going to show you a beginner's version, and then I'm going to increase the intensity and show you a more advanced version of that exercise. So if you're just getting started, obviously you want to start out with the beginner version. If you already have developed some core strength and you've been doing some core exercises, you may be ready for that more advanced progression. So let's get started. We're going to start out first with the basic bridge. So your feet are underneath your knees, chest is open, shoulder blades down, and you're simply going to push your hips off the floor, extending the hips until there's a straight line between your knee and the shoulder, and then come down slowly. So you're going to push your hips off the floor, squeeze the back side, hamstrings, glutes, and come down slow. So you may want to start out doing 10 to 12 repetitions of the basic bridge. And then the next level of progression might be pressing your hips all the way up, maintaining this position, and now alternating, pulling your knees in towards your chest. So knee towards chest. Notice I'm not wobbling through the hips, so it requires a lot of strength in that opposite glute to keep you stable when you're doing this variation. So that's the knee to chest bridge. The second exercise I'm going to show you is the plank. Lots of variations of the plank, hundreds of variations of the plank, but the basic plank to start with is going to be in this position here. So your elbows are underneath your shoulders, your feet are up, and you're just going to hold your body real still. Focus on pulling your abdominal muscles in tight. Keep your body in a straight line. I don't want your hips up, and I don't want your back sagging. You might want to start holding that position for 10 to 15 seconds and work up to 30 seconds. Perhaps 3 sets of 30 seconds, taking a rest in between. And then when you're ready after a few weeks, moving up to the full plank, which is simply this position here. And I'm going to hold this position, keep my body still. If you can't hold this position without sagging your back, then you're not ready for the full plank. Start out with 10 to 15 seconds, build up to 30 seconds. Okay. Our third core exercise is called the bird dog. Your wrists are underneath your shoulders, and you're going to lift your opposite arm and leg at the same time with good stability. Reach and hold. I want you to pretend like you have your favorite beverage right here sitting on your tailbone, and when you lift your opposite arm and leg, you don't want to spill that beverage. And reach and hold. And reach and hold. So after a few weeks, if you're ready to make this a little more challenging, you're simply going to reach and then move your elbow towards your knee. You don't have to touch it, and then repeat. So you're going to stay on the same side for 8 to 10 to 12 repetitions, and then you'll switch sides. Again, don't let that favorite beverage spill. That glass of Cabernet or chocolate milk, whatever your preference is, and reach and reach. So that's the third core exercise. The fourth one is the side plank. The side plank targets the obliques a little bit more, these muscles that form the waist. Elbows directly underneath your shoulder, your legs are bent, there's a straight line between your knees and your hip. And you're going to reach, or you can just put your hand on your hip and hold. You don't want this hip to sag. Start out with 10 to 15 seconds. You can work up to 30 seconds. That's the side plank. When this starts to get a little bit easy, you can hold it for 30 seconds, 45 seconds, a minute, and it's not that challenging. You can add a variation to make it a little harder. Now I'm going to scissor my legs, push up and hold that position. Take the arm up if you wish. And again, start out with 10 to 15 seconds, building up to 30 seconds, working towards a minute. Don't let that hip sag. And come down. That's the side plank. Okay, the last exercise I'm going to show you today is called the half kneeling chop. So, knees lined up over the ankle. I'm squeezing my right glute to help with stability. I've got my abs braced. I'm going to clasp my hands and just move my arms across my body to challenge the core. So if you have a weak core, when you move your arms across your body, you're going to be pretty wobbly. So it takes a lot of concentration to do this without wobbling. Okay? Now, if I want to make this a little more challenging, I'm going to grab a dumbbell, maybe start with a 3-pound or a 5-pound dumbbell, do the same thing. Now I'm just going to chop across my body with the dumbbell. And then obviously you want to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so I've given you 5 core exercises to try out. Remember, the core is your power zone. If you're not strong in your core, you can't be strong distally. You can't be strong in your upper body or your lower body if you don't have a good power zone. So start with the core and let me know how it goes, and I will see you next time.